The Square Ball Podcast.
Hello, welcome to the show. It's Dan here with Michael and Rob Conlon. All right?
All right.
Yeah?
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
Levi Solicitors?
Those guys?
Is it still them?
I believe it is.
Wow.
They do all sorts of stuff, don't they? Services that you can find on there. They've got a website. Familiar with the internet?
Way.
Yeah. Will's Probate Conveyancing. Are you aware of those three?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's that, a load of other stuff. Employment law stuff.
Get a discount, don't you?
Yeah, 10% discount on your legal fees. levisolicitors.co.uk/the square ball. We love those guys. Yeah, into it then. Right. I'm going to start off today's summer update show with a little quiz, if that's okay. It's an audio quiz. You might want, if you've got any like animals, like dogs nearby, maybe just shut them off. Turn off any loudspeakers. Do this on headphones because it may upset them. But you be the judge. What is this the noise of?
Je suis pas sûr, bébé va apprécier. Avant la main, on s'était dit, on s'était. Emery Chanel.
That's good, isn't it? Do you like that?
Very good.
Is that the sound of the summer?
That's it, yeah. Daft Punk. Yeah, get lucky. Do you want to hear it one more time? Or
No.
Are you sure?
No.
I could play it again.
Have you got the heavily auto-tuned version or not?
No, I haven't. I've deliberately left it out.
No.
But yeah, that is the sound of who's singing?
Georgie. Of course it's Georgie. Well, he's sort of singing.
Well, yeah. He's making noise out of his mouth.
It's an approximation of singing.
Yeah.
It sounds a lot better afterwards when it comes out the speaker that they're all listening to.
Mm.
Yeah, it's amazing that little bit of footage is it on YouTube you picked it up off, Rob, yeah?
It is. It's on George Rutter's YouTube channel, actually, which I didn't realise he had one. I need to get stuck into that. But
He's only got 65 subscribers.
Yeah, well, now the cat's out of the bag. But he shared a clip on his Instagram stories yesterday of him in a music studio with his mates. And you just think, oh, Georgie, what are you up to now? He's bought a horse, he was fishing the other week, and now he's becoming a rapper. And I think, fair play.
There's so much to love, like vicariously, isn't there? Just like seeing a young man living his best life is the phrase that always springs to mind.
I'm glad he's got hobbies.
Yeah.
I think too many footballers don't. They just like train and then play FIFA and then go on holiday somewhere expensive and do that stuff. Whereas he's like, no, I've got activities. I've got abseiling at 4. Just books himself into a scout camp for the weekend.
Can you recreate Georgie? Just give it a little go, Michael.
It sounded very breathy and a bit sexy.
Really?
Which that didn't.
Do you want me to play it again?
No.
Are you...
I can't speak French either, so it didn't work.
Get you in the studio with him.
Yeah,
I would fit right in.
I would have sounded much the same after the processing, in fairness. It did a lot of work.
It does a lot of the heavy lifting, doesn't it?
It really does an awful lot of production work on it.
But yeah, check that out. Georgie's YouTube channel. Yeah, nearly as good as ours.
Long way to continue.
Yeah, very much so. So we look forward to charting that one across.
And you don't know what's coming next. Could be artwork, could be kayaking, could start building a house or something.
He's going to be sneaking into like buildings that have been run down for decades.
Bit of urban exploring.
Yeah.
He's around Kiko's in Ponty.
I hope he doesn't do that thing where you see, it's normally like mad Russians on top of skyscrapers jumping between things.
Oh, God, yeah.
I'm terrible with heights, but that makes me really, really queasy.
My kids recently started watching some...
Jumping on skyscrapers?
Not that, but people like going around... There was some abandoned school in Bradford. They were watching some bloke just walking around it.
Right.
Because it looked spooky.
Yeah. Do you know which school was it?
I can't remember now.
Was it Yorkshire Martyrs, by any chance?
It could have been. It looked like it had been shut for a good 10 years, I would say.
I was going to say, because if you drive between Bradford and Leeds, if you go back past IKEA, like Tong Street way, it's there. I mean, you go through the lights.
Yeah, I was encouraging them not to do it.
Yeah, no, of course, yeah.
Because there were just people kicking around this building. I was thinking, there's asbestos in there, there's all sorts.
Are you sending them to that haunted house in Pontefract instead?
That's the least haunted looking place in the world. It's just like a...
Tell me about this, sorry.
Oh, is it the Friarwood Monk or something? There's some haunting thing. But, you know, haunted... In fairness, it breaks the mold, because normally haunted houses look old and spooky and are all like full of Victorian ghosts. This is...
I've seen enough episodes of Scooby-Doo to know that to be true.
Yeah, this is on a council estate in Ponty.
Right.
There's a house which is mega haunted, apparently, and you can pay to stay in it and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of YouTube videos from there, isn't there?
Wouldn't you want to be paid to stay in Ponty, no?
What? Why are you trying to bring my house price down? It's a great place. There's some great new pubs opened.
Yeah. Get
yourself out there.
There's the Haribo thing, not far from the motorway.
Yes, indeed. It was Martyr's School. I just found the link.
Yeah.
There you go. Don't go to it, anyone.
No.
Dangerous. Very dangerous.
Yeah, very much so. Should we talk about football?
Yeah, let's go a bit of a diversion.
Yeah, but it is the summer, you know, you've got to pass your time somehow. Happy Independence Day as well. to those of you who are celebrating in the colonies?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
General election as well.
Yep.
Busy day.
Well, we can segue into what do you reckon Charlie Cresswell votes for? Or should we maybe just leave that one open?
I think he votes for the Yorkshire Party.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course he does.
Or he's a footballer, so he just is unaware in elections taking place, which I imagine is possibly the case.
Charlie Cresswell not going to Toulouse, didn't fancy it. Something broke down there at that end.
I didn't realise this was like a thing. I saw a tweet that he'd been and he wasn't going. And I was like, oh, I didn't know he was meant to be going in the first place. But Toulouse, that sounds all right.
Yeah, I think it could have been quite nice.
Better to win, hey? Better to win. Has Jamie Shack won by going to Sheffield United? He's had a medical there, reportedly.
I'm glad he's going somewhere that might play him. To be honest, I'd rather he was going to Toulouse. I think that'd have been a really nice move for Jamie Shack. But also,
young family and all that.
You get the impression he probably wants to stay like in his house.
Young family and all that.
wherever that may be, somewhere around Leeds.
Yeah, I've been all for the idea of him leaving Leeds and going to be a footballer somewhere because I think he could be quite a good footballer. But then when I saw it with Sheffield United, I was like, somewhere better.
Is it still Chris Wilder?
I was going to say, go somewhere where you're not going to be managed by Chris Wilder.
Who do you reckon Chris Wilder votes for? Or should we not?
The same as Neil Warnock, whatever that may be.
It's a very good answer. Our summer special is out, and who's got Liam Cooper, by the way? If you're on the video version on YouTube, Michael is holding up Liam Cooper now. There are 3 covers for this, so we could talk about Liam Cooper departing, isn't he? We've got Stuart Dallas and
Bill Ayling,
who have all gone, sadly.
It's the same content inside, to be clear, and it's just, if you buy it online, you'll get a random one. If you're willing to gamble, I will have some at the Lowfields Tunnel, whatever's left at the first home game.
I was going to say, we've done a limited run of those as well, so get them before they go.
Yes.
But we've got at least 3 left.
Yes,
because we've just held them up.
Yeah, 3 for sale.
Yeah, so it's an Ayling.
These are going to cost more though because they've been they're pod worn.
Yeah,
which makes them valuable. But no, it's full of stuff. It's got all the Wembley promotion stuff in it.
Oh, that was nice. What a day that was.
We held it back just for the glorious day at Wembley, didn't we?
Yeah.
But there's some stuff about Bielsa and haircuts and player reviews, and it's very, very good and looks beautiful.
It sounds a bit left field, but David Prutton talks hair. I'm there for that. Yeah, I'm there for that. So yeah, Liam Cooper is off. It's another.
Still not actually confirmed, is it?
But it is, isn't it? We all know he's not been pictured in any of the training stuff, has he?
No.
He could just be on holiday after the Euros. I mean, he must have tired him out, all that sitting on the bench. But yeah, it seems that he's off, which I think everyone is kind of in agreement that that's probably for the best.
Yeah.
It's better to go now, do you think, Michael, than before it all gets too sad? I think he's right on the cusp of it becoming annoying. Like people are starting to get more annoyed with him.
Possibly.
So if he stays another year,
and he's just too young to not play football as well.
Yeah,
because the truth is he won't, will he? If everyone's fit next year, it'll be Rodon and Strauch, and if one of them's injured, assuming we can sign midfielders, it'll probably be Ampadu dropping back, or we'll sign someone else. And I just feel like he's not going to get game time, and he needs to.
It would have been really awkward as well to have his big farewell against Norwich, which was genuinely lovely, and I was really pleased that happened. And given he's not always been the most popular player at Leeds, it was a night where everyone just showed him a lot of love. But it would then be weird to rock up like, "You're right, lads."
Yeah, it's like leaving a party, then have you forgotten your coat, and you have to go back in and go, "I'm going again now."
Yeah, I see a bit. Yeah,
that's it. I'm not going to do the hugs and stuff again because we just did it. But yeah,
I'm just gonna.
Just my keys.
I'm just gonna go. I'll go out the door. So yeah, it was nice to see you though, lads. Nice to see you.
Yeah, I hope he gets. There's not much speculation that I've seen about where he ends up.
Just go to Hull.
It does feel like the right thing.
Yeah,
he could then say he's signed for his bio club.
Yeah,
again becomes like a championship Robbie Keane.
And then he ends at Chesterfield,
his bio club.
Yeah,
exactly where it all began.
Yeah. Well, Rob, you dug up some sensational news. Reuniting 2 Leeds United legends.
Yeah, you've all been talking about Archie Gray and stuff as if that's the big story. But where's Lee Irwin?
Last I knew, playing for some tractor team in Iran.
Yeah, well, the last I saw of him, he was starting riots in Lebanon.
I forgot about that, actually, yeah.
But yeah, now he's joined up with fellow Leeds legend Arpo Halme at Helsinki, where he is being coached by their assistant manager, another former Leeds legend. Can you guess?
Helsinki. Einarsson?
No. Another brilliant Leeds goal scorer, just like Lee Irwin.
Frank Strandley. I'm just trying to think of
Billy Painter.
Northern Europeans.
No, right era with Painter.
Leon Constantine. Constantine? Constantine, Paddy Constantine.
It's not him anyway.
It's not Paddy Constantine either.
None of those.
Shall I put you out your misery?
Yeah, go on.
Mikhail Forsell.
Of course. Should have thought of that. Should have obviously thought of that.
So yeah, a great era for Leeds, linking all those three up.
Leeds legend or Chelsea bastard?
Played for Chelsea. Signed by Williams, under Bates,
He did
under Wise.
He did elbow Paul Pogba on his scum debut. So bit of a purge in
Credit in the bank, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Which team is it, sorry?
Helsinki.
HJK Helsinki.
I believe so. I'm going to say yes.
Absolute lack of certainty there.
Is it like a Dundee? There'll be people in Helsinki furious at this.
Yeah.
It's a Dundee United situation.
Getting the
isn't it?
ultras on us.
Okay, fair enough. How old's Alpo Helmer now? I bet he's about 30, isn't he? And it feels like we've all got old rather than his...
I think he's still 17.
Okay, fair enough. That's good. That's good news.
Let's have a look. Apo Helme, born 1998, which makes him 26.
Okay. Oh, he's still young.
He's still got a very babyish face, and I'm sure he's still nervous, as Gianni Alioski famously asked him in the tunnel.
Does he have a sort of vague look of, is it Cameron from Ferris Bueller? No?
Haven't seen it, sorry.
No, can't picture it.
Reference for the kids there. Well, let me know. Kits. So we've had a bit more confirmation on the old Red Bull on the kits due to the JD leak by the looks of it. The JD, is it the brochure or an advert or something like that that's now doing the round. So we know that's coming out in the next day or two as we speak. It might be today actually if it's Friday. Yeah, Red Bull. I mean, whatever.
I mean, it is the kit we saw the other day. I know some people kind of.
I mean, they're in the door. They're on the shirt. When what can you do?
We're vaguely, hopefully going. I think this might DH, because DHgate, in fairness, I'd say DHgate is if it's one seller. It's a number of different sellers who sell fake shirts. They have at some point taken quite a punt on the shirts, and you see them at Elland Road on the first day, and there are certain versions of it that are completely different, like the blue camouflage looking one. There are versions of that I've seen which do look like a standard camo print because they've obviously someone's got a whiff of it and gone, just fucking pull that out, it's fine. So there was a chance they'd gone early on it and it was that, but it is what it is. It's the shirt we saw the other day.
It's minging, quite frankly. It looks like a Red Bull Salzburg kit, and they can get to fuck. That's my opinion on it.
But apart from that,
there's a lovely collar that a lot of people have pointed out.
I don't mind the collar. I think with the less Red Bully sponsor, it's fine. I think people get a bit confused on the Red Bull stuff because some people think, it's just red on the kit. We've had it before. Blah, blah. It's not. It's not as simple as that. It's about a potential to drag branding and ultimately team name towards other Red Bull stable clubs, and that involves on other shirts. It involves the colours being United and the badge and that sort of stuff, which I know they're not doing now. I'm perfectly aware of this. And you can say, there's legislation to stop this, but
money talks.
Things change, I think, is the thing, and it's just one to be a little bit wary of.
But the good news is they invested in us so we can keep our best young players.
Yep.
Yeah.
So far, so good. No one else has left.
No, we have put Joe Road on.
Yeah, very much so. But and the training kit as well. I was going to say, just extending from the actual kit. I quite like that. I mean, I'm never going to buy it. Obviously, I'm a grown man. I don't need football training kit.
I'll wait for the.
As you might be able to tell,
I'll wait for the 70% off.
Yeah,
I have bought bits of training kit in the last couple of years, but only at the very last minute.
Even if it doesn't fit you.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
There's only extra small left, is there? Never mind.
So get Unibet on the front of the training gear. Boxed on the sleeve. People have noticed as well. Okay. Our old friends Boxed.
Unibet back to the front feels very Champo again, doesn't it? It's like that's what it was in the old days.
Well, the box thing was good because that obviously the kit kind of got leaked again yesterday, and everyone was going mad about the Red Bull sponsor. And I think the club announced it. Boxed on the sleeve though. Look at the sleeves. That's good, isn't it?
Don't look at the front. Look at the sides. I mean, I'm not really asked about Red Bull. As you said, Michael, my fears are rooted in what Red Bull do to football clubs and have bragged about and been happy about in the past. But that's, it's a story for a different day, isn't it? Bit of red on the shirt, I can deal with it. Would I rather it wasn't? Probably. But, that's just down to, I'd prefer the consistency of having our colours on it, but that's all.
I'd rather we didn't have like a white labelled Far Eastern bookmaker on there as well, which is, it seems to be like another very common option that people seem to take. So, fine. Football teams will search for money in whichever way they can, whether that's socios or gambling sponsors or Red Bull sponsors. It's all fairly distasteful to an extent, but you need to buy players you can't afford, don't you?
I mean, it's just the way of the world, isn't it? We can rail against it all we want, but that's just the way it is. Some things will never change. Sorry, go on.
It will suit Brendan Aronson. He'll feel
It
at
will,
home in
actually.
it,
Yeah, that's right. And
Yeah, I thought
Rasmus,
about that.
and Rasmus Christensen,
like an old pair of slippers.
he's coming back.
Max Verber as well. He was playing. Was he playing like left wing for Austria the other day?
I didn't watch it, actually.
He came on, didn't he?
Yeah.
But yeah, I wasn't watching by then.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of that. As for the Euros, actually, we should touch on that very briefly. That's this weekend, isn't it? Friday evening, Spain, Germany. That'll be fun. That'll be an interesting game. Portugal, France after that. We're getting to the proper business end of it now. England, Switzerland.
Portugal, France, don't you mean Ronaldo against Mbappe?
Maybe I do. Maybe that's all I'm tuning in for. God, it'll be that non-stop, won't it?
Yep, absolutely. But it's funny watching Portugal. I used to really hate Pepe, and watching him struggle, now he's like falling over his own legs in extra time. I sort of went, nah, he's all right, really, isn't he? He's still going. Whereas Ronaldo, getting older, I just hate him more as the years go by.
Yeah, I was saying the other day when we recorded, like a profoundly strange man. But yeah, Spain, Germany, Portugal, France. That's Friday. You got England, Switzerland, and then Netherlands, Turkey on Saturday.
Just buzzing for the England game.
Well, my experience of that is that I'm going to be watching it in the morning in Las Vegas.
All right.
I suspect surrounded by England fans who haven't been to bed.
This is like Jake Humphrey going, just out for a little walk around my enormous. I'm just enjoying the sunrise in Norwich over my enormous garden.
Yeah,
I happen to have photographed my walled garden.
Yes, there's a lake in it. So what?
I'm going to get the lift down from my penthouse suite.
I want you to stay in one of those dangerous motels on the edge of town.
I did nearly book one, which sounded very, very sketchy. And I thought that could be part of the experience.
Could you book rooms by the hour?
I think it is that sort of place. But then I saw on the reviews that some of the doors didn't lock, and I thought, I don't really want to stay there.
To me, that's one of my non-negotiables, as Jake Humphreys would say. Yeah, a lock on a door.
It was the doors didn't lock, and there was cockroaches in the room, and I thought, you're all right.
So bourgeois.
If you are going out to watch the football in Leeds as well, we've got a bunch of pubs to recommend. If you go to the squareball.net/pubs, Project House in Armley on the edge of the city where we did our live Christmas show. Great venue for it. Brudenell in Burley, Hedgerow House in Leeds City Centre. You know, if you want something with a rooftop, imagine that.
Fancy.
What a life. Well, it'll be warm then, presumably, over in the Las Vegas.
It's going to be too hot, yeah. I'm quite relieved that I'm sort of in and out. I don't have to melt for too long. I don't cope well with it.
Too hot for a Yorkshireman.
I'm a pasty, white, northern Englishman.
What are you doing in Vegas then?
I don't know yet. Well, I've only really got one full day there, and I'm going to be watching England in the morning, not necessarily looking forward to it, and then going to the game, the Uruguay-Brazil game in the evening. So
that'll be amazing.
Bielsa v Rafinha.
Nice.
I'm profoundly jealous of that.
Which should be good.
What's the stadium like?
It's a NFL stadium.
Right.
Like, is it a megadome type thing?
Yeah, but all the pitches are... I can't remember why. There was an Athletic article which I didn't read, but apparently all the pitches are like the smallest size possible.
Oh, okay.
So they're all like, they're playing like on like under 13s pitches, essentially. So
it would suit Jesse Marsh.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Were he to face up against Bielsa.
Yeah, because your standard pitch size these days is 105 by 68 metres, isn't it? But I know NFL plays on a narrower pitch and not quite as long.
And I think all the pitches at the tournament had to be the same size. So if there's some smaller ones, they have to do it standard across the tournament. But that's a very boring aspect of the tournament.
Well, what it will do is it'll mean Rafinha can remember nicely his time at Leeds, almost playing through the middle, won't he? Because that's where the goals are.
I'll be shouting for him to get on long throws.
Yeah.
The big screens in that place look almost as big as the one at Elland Road.
Right.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
But that'd be good, that. Quite jealous. Where from there?
And then over to Charlotte, which is over on the east. And the semi-final is there. So hopefully I'll be watching Uruguay. But if not, I'll be watching Rafinha.
That'll be nice, won't it? One way or another. Yeah, have a smashing time. You're going to try and keep in touch with us, aren't you? Subject to Wi-Fi and time differences and stuff. So
should be fine.
And not being murdered in Vegas.
Yeah.
Ideally.
Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that. On the member show this week, some more of our player reviews from the season just gone, measuring them on a variety of scales. Rob, you went for the hardness scale, wasn't it?
Yeah, what's it called?
Mohs. Yeah, Mohs hardness scale.
Because we've been recording these over time, the one that's about to go out, I believe features a lovely review of Archie Gray recorded before he left.
Yeah, us chuckling heading into the end of June going, it's not quite the 30th, but, you know.
He probably won't. I think we get another season out of him. No, we don't. But,
yeah, I've marked on the coffee and cake scale. Mm-hmm. What did you go for? Ofsted, the school grading system.
Yep.
Performance review. Straight. Great. So that's it then, is it? I suppose, for this one. Any more transfer news that's come in the meantime? There's nothing else, is there, at the moment?
Not much in the way of incomings being rumoured, is there? Route to Brighton is the other thing that's, I think we might have mentioned it the other day, but that still seems to be ongoing. But
haven't they just tried to sign half our team by the sound of things? Which is strange.
I think once Ruta finds out that Brighton's a pebble beach, it'll put him off.
Yeah. He wants to feel sand on his toes, doesn't he?
You can't make a sandcastle there.
Well, you can't ride your horses on that sort of beach, can you? You need sand.
Probably not, no.
Yeah.
We're going to sign him to Bridlington Town or something.
Right, yeah, so we're going to go off and do some more of those play reviews now, aren't we, actually? So we'll end this show, go record those, look out for those in the members feed, and we'll catch you probably after the weekend, I think, at this rate.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.
Catch up on that exciting England game.
Yeah, see you soon.
The Square Ball Podcast.